What's up, Jones Bones? It is your girl, Unitedly Random, and today we are coming back to do a collective reading. We are doing the Halloween Tarot spread. This was made by the Daily Tarot Girl. Now, I found this person on Google. I just typed in Halloween spreads, and her spread popped up, but I also realized that this person also has a YouTube channel. So down below, again, down below, their link to their YouTube channel, specifically their video in which they talk about this spread, will be there. She's just doing a spread to kind of just show you how each position works, but it might speak to you like it spoke to me. So let's go ahead and get into it.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Now, before I actually wanted to do the Halloween tarot spread, I was going to pull tarot cards and I was going to clarify with V Love and Crystal's Autumn's Delights deck. I wanted to go ahead and open up the Wisdom of Rumi's, a guided journal that I've been working with, because it was just sitting over here and I was like, you're sitting over here for a reason. So I wanted to go ahead and pull it to like either a random page or a page I've already spoken about, and I'm just going to let, you know, the guides kind of make me open the book. And it says this poem: I told you don't sit around. I told you don't sit around with unhappy folks. Don't seek the company of any, but those delicious and sweet. When you're in a garden, make your way around the thorns. Seek the company of Narcissus and Jasmine, every flower and more. So this poem actually comes with a question, and this is one of the ones that I actually did complete. So the question is, think about the people you surround yourself with. How do the people in your life affect you? So I'll go ahead and read my answer to this response at the end of the collective reading, okay? So let's go ahead and get into the Halloween tarot spread. And I'm going to go ahead and pop it on the screen right now so you guys can see what we're doing. And let's get into it. So I'm going to pull all of the cards out just with the tarot cards. And if I need a clarifier, I'll pull out the Autumn Delights to clarify as I read. But if you guys want to skip me going ahead and pulling the cards, the chapters will be down below where you can just skip to the first question. And the first question is the costume, okay? So the costume. The costume. Who do you want to be this year? Who does the collective want to be this year? The costume. Who does the collective want to be this year? Okay, and then the possess. What drives and inspires you? What will drive and inspire you? What will drive and inspire you? And then we have the candy. How to get more sweetness out of life. How to get more sweetness out of life. Now we have the haunted. Ghost from your past. Ghost from the collective's past. What is the ghost that is going to come up from the collective's past in this year? And now we have RIP, how to banish those ghosts for good. How are we going to banish those ghosts for good? How are we going to banish those ghosts for good? And then for the last card, we have monsters and goblins. The fears and negatives, the habits that you're ready to let go of. We need to know about this, because if we don't have a clarity, or we don't have clarity around the situation, how are we going to move from said situation? So the monsters and the goblins, the negatives, let's put it on the table for the collective. Let's go ahead and put it on the table for the collectives. Okay, and we're gonna go ahead and get started with number one, the costume. Who do you want to be this year? And we have the King of Cups. Now, with King's energy, I find that the daddy energy of it all, the emperor-like energy. With the King's energy, I find stability, control. I feel like you're in this position in life where you want to gain control over your emotional aspects. You don't want to be just controlled by what's happening emotionally in your life. You want to have it together. And also with the King of Cups, it's reminding me of relationships. It's reminding me of how you want to be powerful in these relationships. I don't know necessarily if you're talking about like a love relationship, but you don't want to be swayed. Like, while there's chaos going around all around you, you don't want to necessarily be swayed by that chaos. Can we clarify Autumn's Delights? Can we clarify this, please? And we have habits. It's reminding me that you don't want to get swept up into your old habits. You don't want to be stuck in these past relationships, or you don't want to be stuck with the, oh my goodness, the book of Rumi. We just read from that in the beginning, talking about the people that you surround yourself with. You see that the people that you're surrounding yourself with, they necessarily they don't have what you want, okay? They're not going where you want to go, and you're starting to realize that that's a bad habit. So as your King of Cups, you're stepping into, I need to be authoritative over who I allow inside of my space, who I allow around my home, who I allow into my psyche, because I realize that I am the king. I have to control what's happening because other people don't know how to control themselves. It's something that I'm picking up. And I'm going to go on to possess. What is driving you? What is inspiring you this year? And we have the Chariot. Ooh, that is a great card to get when we're talking about what is driving you. You're ready to go to the next level. You're ready to go to the next town. You've already conquered this town, and now you're ready to go back as a king. You have things that you want to get done, and you're realizing that the things that you want to get done are not getting done because of the people you're surrounding yourself with. The energy that you're allowing to surround you is keeping you from going forward. You are like you like a cheetah, okay? You got all this speed, but you're not going anywhere. And you know you have somewhere you want to go. You know you have something that you want to do, and now you're in this position. This is what's driving you. I'm tired of being in the situation where I am. I'm tired of this state right here. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be bad. I feel like for some of you guys, you might have just finished something, and it might even just be like 10 seconds in between you just finished something, but you're ready to do more. I get the energy from the collective that we are all ready for something more. We're just like, you know what? I saw a meme the other day, and it was talking about how people were like, living on earth and paying for a roof over my head is kind of ghetto. Like, the universe gave me this for free. But I don't know why that popped up into my head, but it's kind of giving me the feeling that, playing around and not getting what I want in life is kind of ghetto. I'm gonna go after it, okay? I'm tired of just playing these games and hoping that it comes to me. You're manifesting, okay? Let's not forget, we're manifesting, we're journaling, we're making it into our reality, but you also remember, wait a minute, it's not just about writing it down on a piece of paper and it come to me. I still got to put in a little bit of work. I still got to do a little something is what I'm picking up. Let me go ahead and clarify. I wasn't going to clarify every single card, but it really spoke to me right here. So I'm just like, ooh, what else y'all got to say? So clarify this Chariot for me. Clarify this Chariot. What drives and inspires the collective? Come on for me. I'm ready. And we got creativity. Okay, didn't I say this person is done with this situation that they're in right now? They've already reached their success, and what are they doing? They're ready to create something more. They're ready to go forward and do more because they're tired of being stuck where they are stuck. You feel me? They're tired of being here when they want to be there. And so it's not just manifesting your reality. You are creating your reality. You're realizing that you are a lot more powerful than you might have even thought, okay? Give me a second. The next card is Candy. How to get more sweetness out of life. How to get more sweetness out of life. And we have the Page of Pentacles. It's warning me. It's telling me, hey, you have to watch what you're doing with your money. Look into your investments. Make sure that nothing's coming out of your account that shouldn't be coming out of your account. Make sure no friends in the past that you used to hang out with, make sure they don't have access to your cards. They're not spending your money. Y'all, I had a situation like that. But really, it's telling you, it's giving me the feeling that it's not just about money. It's knowing that you have the power. In some aspects, money is a very physical thing, right? And when you think about how you don't have money, you're thinking about that physical object that you don't have, but you are abundant spiritually is what I'm picking up on. So you just need to go ahead and you need to look at how you are abundant spiritually. You need to tap into that energy, okay? How do you get more sweetness out of life? Love. I don't know if you wanted to hear about a little love reading or not, but you really have to learn to cherish what you have. Ooh, that's what it is. I was going all around the world trying to figure out, but it's you have to learn to cherish what you already have. What is good in your life? You know what's good in your life, and you might not be celebrating what's good in your life because you're dealing with people and other situations that just make everything look bad all the time. We also have discomfort. Now, this card, I don't know if y'all noticed, but I was holding the deck and this card was showing, and then I was just like, I didn't shuffle it out, but I did 100% look at this card. So for me to shuffle the deck and this card come out, this is saying how to get more sweetness out of life is there's something that you're going to have to do that is going to make you uncomfortable. And I think the uncomfortable is looking at where you are and being okay necessarily with where you are. Now, this is not saying, oh yeah, you had all this energy, now dial that back. It's saying, hey, you had all this energy and you're ready to change, but you didn't look at the blessings that were slowing you down in this moment. You didn't appreciate what you had to go through in this moment. This discomfort was there for a period of time to make sure that you are I'm picking up something. To make sure when you have all of your wishes, your wants, and your desires, to make sure you are grateful for it. Because there's one thing with having the universe give you everything that you want, everything that you need, everything that you desire, everything that you manifested into your reality. And you can go from, okay, well, I want a pony, and you get the pony. And I want this, and you get the house, and you get this, and you get this, and you get this. But it's just more so like you ask and you receive. This middle period in between is to get you ready, okay? It's to get you to, is this what you really want? Is what you're manifesting what you really want? And if it is, okay, we're getting you ready. We're teasing you a little bit. We're making you know that this is, you can't deny that spirit is giving it to you at this point. And we're making you go through these hard times, even though they don't feel nice, even though we're not really liking them. We're giving you these hard times because we know that once you get what you're manifesting, it's going to be that much sweeter. Now, you don't remember this, but before you came to this earth, before you came down here, you signed off on this life, okay? You signed off on this life. And so one of the things you signed off on is you want sweetness after the hard times, okay? And this is something that I've said to myself before, but like I'd rather have all my hard times when I was a young girl and then grow up and then have a great life. And so like it's more so like tapping into what you said yourself, how you wanted to live your life before you came onto earth, okay? Because to a certain extent, we chose this life. Now, I'm gonna go on to the haunted, the ghost from your past. The ghost from your past, and we have the star card. This is reminding me of all your hopes and dreams, and I feel like you had hopes, you had dreams, and they weren't happening. They weren't coming into your reality. You felt lost. You felt like I'm filling other people's cups so much, and no one's here to fill my cup. I'm doing so much for other people, and no one's here to help me when I need help. When I'm crying, no one is here to wipe my tears. And you had a lot of moments where you went inside of your own own inside of yourself, kind of hermit mode. I'm surprised it's not out here, but you went inside of yourself and you had to heal yourself. So this is a little bit of the ghost from your past, the irritation, the frustration that you had to take on all of this alone, and there was no one here to really help you. But you know what? It's beautiful that you did all of this alone, because no one can take that from you. You have the power. If anything goes sour in some type of way, you have the power to bring yourself back out of that. For other people, this is their, if something goes bad, they're not ready for it. For other people, something goes bad, it will throw off their entire week. You have been through the hard. You have been through the tough. You are strong. You are bright. You are bold, okay? And all of these things that have happened to you are so that when things, the collective, other than us, the entire collective has a hard time, you can adapt much easier. You can adapt in a easier manner than others, because you have been through so much in your life that you're just like, okay, when this hiccup happens, I know it happened for a reason. How am I going to make this work for me? Is the type of vibes I'm getting from that card. So go ahead and give me a card for the haunted, please. Give me a card that clarifies the haunted. And we got diligence. Diligence. A ghost from your past. Diligence. It's a reminder that you are strong, and that what some people would never be able to survive, you have survived. What some people will never be able to understand, you have learned to understand. And it took you living the life that you live to get you to the level that you are on right now. And how to banish these ghosts for good. How to banish that dark feeling inside of you that is saying, I had to do all of this alone. How do we get past that moment, okay? And what it's saying is you have to go back. You have to go back, okay? You see with the cups right here, there was a position or a situation where you walked up to the cups and you said, wait a minute, I need to go back and do some things, right? What do you need to go back and do? Heal your inner child is what I'm feeling, what I'm getting called to tell you. The feelings that you are feeling are not unjust. The feelings that you're feeling that I did this all alone, they are not coming out of nowhere, right? They are real, and you need to sit with those feelings, and you need to tell your inner child that they were never alone. One thing you need to do is go back and look at how each step of the way, while you are feeling alone, there was actually a spirit guide with you. There was actually your angels with you, and they were sending you messages that you weren't ready to actually understand. If you go back and meditate on those times, you know, there might be a day, and I'm speaking from personal experience, there was a time where I just sat down and I was crying. I was like, I need a message. I need to hear something. I need to know that you are here. I don't ever ask my spirit guides for anything. But that was one of those times where I was just like, look, I just really need to know that you're here. And something happened and a song from TikTok played. Right after I was begging for someone to send me a sign, a song on TikTok played, and I thought, oh my goodness, I haven't heard this song in a long time. I love this song. I grew up with this song. Let me go listen to the full song. I went to the full song, and underneath it, the angel numbers of 333 were there. It was like 300,033. It was just 333 all along the board, okay? And then when you look at the comments, it was 333 comments. So I was like, okay, I hear you. And now I can't even remember the name of the song, but that song was also about keeping your head up. And so with all of those messages, you can't deny it, right? You cannot deny how to banish these ghosts for good. You have to go back and do some shadow work. You have to go back and heal your inner child, because once you heal your inner child, give me a second, let me show you the card. Once you heal your inner child, when you come back to these cups next time, you're going to have the answers. You're going to realize you have the power. The cups are not filled with anything. You can move them and go around them, you know? They're not a what do you call it? They're not a barricade in your way. They're just something that you can step around. But for you to get to the point where you don't have to come back to these barricades, you have to heal the one that needs you the most, which is your inner child. If this was something that happened to you during your childhood, and if it wasn't something that happened to your childhood, it's something that's happening in your current life, still you have to heal that past version of yourself. That past version of yourself, which in the past would call for independence all the time, would call for being alone, you would call for independence, but you also wanted someone there. You would call for, I want to do it alone, but you also wanted help. Make it make sense, right? You wanted help, but you wanted to do it alone. Independence, or did you want to depend on someone, right? So I think in some cases it could be like how to banish those ghosts for good is to find your independent streak. In another case, to how to banish these ghosts for good is to actually realize that independence in some cases is a poison. Independence in some cases, if you think, oh, I can't do this until I can be able to do it myself, and you have people around you, not toxic people, loving people that want to help you on your journey, and you keep shooing them away, I want to do it alone, I want to do it alone, that's when independence is toxic. Okay, so only you know, are you the one that don't want help, or are you the one that needs someone to help you because I need this and stuff like that? It's the opposite. One needs to go ahead and find their independence. One needs to find that you can be dependent and still be strong. So for the last card, this is the Monsters and Goblins card. This is the fears and the negatives, the habits that you are ready to let go of. This is just bringing it all out in front of you, right? This card is the Ten of Swords. It's really reminding me of the Modern Witch Tarot deck, I believe, where it's this card and they have their phone in their hand and it says something like, I don't remember what it says, but it's giving me the feeling of like, I'm okay. The monsters and the goblins, the fears and the negative habits that you're ready to let go of. With swords energy, we're talking, in my head at least, we're talking about thoughts, and thoughts that will pin you down and thoughts that will hurt you. I think that what we're really trying to let go of right now, the habits that you're really trying to let go of, is the thoughts that are keeping you pinned to the ground, the thoughts that you cannot amount to much more than what you've already done, the thoughts that you can't control your reality, the thoughts, the negative thoughts, the thoughts that society wants you to have, because society doesn't want you to know how powerful you are. If we're being honest, society doesn't want you to know how much control you have, if we are being honest, because if you know how much control you have, society cannot necessarily control you, right? The thoughts that are holding you back, clarified by simplicity. I feel like the thoughts that you're having, you have to make jumps to reach that point. You have to make a lot of jumps to get to that toxic way of thinking, okay? You have to go through a lot of hoops to get to that toxic way of thinking. And it's calling for you to just go simple, to just let go of these negative patterns that are holding you back, and just go with the flow, go with the simplicity of it all. Go with the change. I feel like you're afraid of change. Even though you want things to change, we got the Chariot, we got the Kings of Cups, we want stability. Still, there's a part of you that is afraid of things to be simple. It's afraid of things changing because maybe growing up, life wasn't simple. Maybe growing up, life was tough and it was hard, and you're used to chaos. Everything has been chaotic in your life. You are so used to this chaos, but we are calling and we are begging that we let go of the hurt, we let go of the toxic ways of thinking, and we step into a more simplistic way of thinking. We step into what we were meant to live, right? So, earlier I told you I was going to read my Wisdom of Rumi page once we got to the end, and I have to find it, okay? So give me a second. I'm gonna go ahead and look for it. I'm looking for it. I'm looking for it. Okay, I told you don't sit around. And so I'm going to read it to you again, and I'm going to ask the question again, and then I'm going to read my answer to the question. I told you don't sit around. I told you don't sit around with unhappy folks. Don't seek the company of any but those delicious and sweet. When you are in a garden, make your way around the thorns. Seek the company of narcissus and jasmine, every flower and more. So that comes with the question. Think about the people you surround yourself with. How do the people in your life affect you? And I'm going to read my piece right now. I believe the people in your life become an extension of who you are or who you wish to be. If the people you are avidly hanging out with are morally bad, then there's a piece of you that either agrees with their faults. I think the energy that surrounds your friends can easily surround you. Even family can become a teether if you allow it. I believe the people that surround me should always be balanced, or at least try to be balanced. We are a collective, so it is important to leave an open space for those who want healing. Okay, and so what I was saying when I said we are a collective, and it's important to leave an open space for those who want healing, is while we're moving away from the toxic people in our lives, and while we're moving away from these hard times in our lives, and we're cutting people out of our space, there are some people that are willing to make that change with us. If we communicate, hey, I'm going to the store, sometimes there are people that will be like, hey, can you pick me up something from the store, right? And so I'm really calling, so if I'm ready to be on the move and there's someone around me that's like, hey, where are you going? And I'm like, I'm going to the store. And they're like, actually, I'd be interested in going to the store. I'm asking that we all leave kind of an open space for that person. You don't have to drag them alone, but say, oh, you said you wanted to go to the store with me. I'm going to the store today. You going to the store is not changing. But if you want to come, hop in the car and we can go together. Now, when you get in your car and they ain't walked out the door, you can probably give them a reminder, hey, I'm about to go. And if they're not coming, if they're not ready, you told them what time to be ready, they're not ready to go with you, you go alone. Them not ready to go does not stop you going. But the openness that you might be, like some people might be afraid to say, hey, I'll leave the door open for a minute. Because you might already have this preconception of this person. Well, they're not going to appreciate me if I leave the door open. I think in some cases you could leave the door open and you'd be surprised by the people and their reactions around you. So I just want to go ahead and let you guys know this is the end of the reading. And I'm sorry if it was all discombobulated and crazy. I tried to do my nail before this reading. I tried to work on my nail and it just, it's just one of those days. But I was drinking Yogi, sweet tangerine, positive energy tea. Okay, and hopefully you guys can go ahead, and if you like tangerines or you like positive energy, go ahead and try it. Much love and positive vibes. If you guys have any questions that you would like me to explore in a collective reading, let me know down below. And if you feel called to, go ahead and let me know the answer to the question to the poem down below. Again, much love and positive vibes, and I will see you guys next time.